He had what we call hang time. He looked like he stayed there forever.
Elgin was the first one to, go up for the jump shot and hang up there for 15 seconds, have some lunch and a cup of coffee, and, the defenders would all be back on the ground, and he'd finally decide to shoot the thing.
Elgin Baylor was Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. Baylor would just blow your socks off. You've never seen anything like that before.
Elgin Baylor arrived in the NBA in 1958 as the top draft choice of the Minneapolis Lakers. With his unprecedented blend of power and aerial artistry, he immediately took the league by storm.
He was strong, he could drive past you. He hit the outside, shot pretty good. He was an outstanding passer. He was the type of a guy that if you had to play him, you said, let me off him, okay.
Another thing he had like a little tick, a little twitch, and that would kind of throw you off because you're on him and they'd be twitching and you'd kind of get a little nervous.
Leaving defenders grasping for air, Elgin set a single-game NBA scoring record when he scored 71 points against the Knicks, and he quickly transformed the last-place Lakers into perennial title contenders.
If you're a competitor, you like the idea of competing, but going under the feeling, knowing that, feeling that way, that one-on-one nobody's going to stop you from scoring.
And he was never more unstoppable than in the 1962 finals, when Baylor scored a finals record 61 points in Game 5 against Boston.
Up and over the greatest defensive player in the game, Bill Russell, a dunk shot.
I remember going after the game over to Tom Sanders, whose responsibility had been to try to guard Elgin, and saying, Satch, I think you did a hell of a defensive job tonight. Elgin was that spectacular where he literally became the first guy that couldn't be stopped.
That season, Elgin and the Lakers took the Celtics to a decisive 7th game, and with the game tied, LA would have a chance to win the title with one final shot.
With only 3 seconds left, Los Angeles has one last crack at the hoop. Selby misses the jump shot, and we go into a 5-minute overtime with a score knotted 100-100.
Boy, and that one shot, if that would have gone in, it might have changed the course of history a little bit.
But history was cruel to the Lakers, as they would lose not only that series, but 5 more times to the Celtics over the next 7 years. Each defeat more painful than the last.
We just did not have anyone to negate Bill Russell. It was just simple as that. We could match him in other positions, but we just could not match him in the middle position.
But with the addition of Wilt Chamberlain, the Lakers were heavily favored to win the 1969 finals over an aging Celtics dynasty. And it seemed as if the 35-year-old Baylor would finally win a title. But in the 7th game, the series would be decided by an incredible twist of fate.
Erickson knocked away, but Nelson gets it. And the Boston Celtics have done it again.
Judge Parler was the toughest one because we all felt that we had the best team. As they say, the luck of the Irish, they won. And I think that was the toughest loss. I think that affected the players that had been there all the years more than anyone.
In 1972, the Lakers finally won their first championship in Los Angeles, but they had done it without Elgin Baylor. Age and injuries forced him to retire just 9 games into that season. He left the game without that one prize that he had sought for so long.
And I think the saddest thing about Elgin was that, no, he never won a championship. Came so close so many times.
Despite his playoff frustration, Elgin Baylor still left an enduring legacy. He revolutionized the game and set the stage for the high-flying style of today's NBA.
When you leave, you hope that you've left something that you will be remembered for.
There were a lot of comparisons
with Elgin Baylor, who I saw play many times on TV, and patterned a lot of my body movement after.
Modern basketball began with Elgin Baylor. When I say modern basketball, every single reverse layup, every single between the legs dribble, every single spinning move that you see in a routine manner in every single NBA game owes its existence to the mind of one man, Elgin Baylor.